Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear students, welcome back to our next lecture. We were done with 5 questions. Now the 6th question is answer the following questions in brief. And your question number 1 is, why is it needed to separate the components of a mixture? So students, for this, so the answer is on page number 51. From here, there is a need to separate the components of a mixture. The reasons are, first, you can write 1, 2 here, okay, to remove unwanted substances. For example, small stones and insects are removed from cereals and pulses before cooking. Second, to separate 2 useful components. For example, petrol, cooking gas, wax, and other useful things is obtained by separation of crude oil and petroleum. And the third one is to obtain highly pure substances. For example, pure metals are obtained from the minerals that contains them. So this is your question number 1. And the question number 2 is, explain the 4 methods of separating the substances in a solution, giving an example of each. So students, open your notebooks and your pen stationery and write it down. The 4 methods of separating the substances in a solution are, first is sedimentation and decantation. I hope you know the example spellings. You can see them from your books, okay? So we will write here, the process in which the heavier insoluble solid settles down in a solution is called sedimentation. And the process of pouring out the liquid without disturbing the sediments is called decantation. For example, separating a mixture of sand and water. I am giving an example because it has been asked in the question that give an example of each, okay? So the second is filtration. The process by which 2 substances, and write a round bracket, an insoluble solid and a liquid, bracket close, are separated by passing the solution through a filtering device is called filtration. For example, separating tea leaves from tea. The third is evaporation. The process in which a liquid changes into its gaseous form is called evaporation. For example, obtaining salt from sea water. Or you can also write the example as changing water into vapors, okay? And the fourth is condensation. The process in which a gas changes into its liquid form is called condensation. For example, obtaining pure water from a salt solution. Okay, students, this is your question number 2. And the question number 3 is difference between evaporation and condensation. So what we will do, we will bifurcate the notebook into 2 halves. We will draw a line here, vertical line like this. So I'll write on the left hand side evaporation and on the right hand side condensation. So the first is, it is a process. That means it means evaporation. I have already write the evaporation at the top, so I won't write evaporation again and again, okay? It is a process of changing liquid into its gaseous form, okay? And in condensation we will write, it is a process of changing gas into its liquid form. The second difference is, it takes place with the help of heat. The heat can be through a heating device or from the heat of the sun, okay? And in this case, it takes place when a liquid comes in contact with a cold surface, okay? And the third is, example is the changing of water into vapors, and in condensation it is, example is the changing of vapors into water. I hope students, these 2 questions are clear to everyone. You can pause the video if you want to write it down, okay? So that's it for today.